Now, having a sequence of events and functions is okay. For some business processes, it might be enough, but usually it's more than just a sequence. Sequence, a series of events and functions. Maybe you also do something in parallel. Maybe in one department is done something for the order, maybe generating the invoice, and at the same time the product might be produced. So you have parallel sequences. One sequence in the department for the accounting and the other sequence in the department for the production. And you also need to describe these concurrencies, and therefore you can do, so to say, branching. You come from a sequence and you branch the sequence into two parallel sequences so that you have concurrency. And after you finish the branches, you can join again, and you also have a method or a construct to join again these parallel sequences together. In the following slides, we will now have a look at some additional constructs which will help us to do such branching and do there with some additional things to our series of events and functions. Now first let's quickly look at the sequence. Again, sequence as described before is this series of events and functions. So here we start with an event. That's important. We have to start with an event. And we end with an event. In this case, we start with the creation of the order. We see that the order is created, maybe by some interaction with the customer. And finally, the product is produced, the order is produced, and that's our final state, our final event. And in between, there are different functions and different events happening. So after the order is created, you inspect the order, you check if everything is okay, if you can deliver the product at all. Then the order is inspected. That's an event, and you describe it with the proper naming of such an event. Again, after the event, you perform something. You do the function purchase material. So you try to purchase the material which is required for producing the product of your order. Then the material is available, the material for your production. Again, that's an event, and you see that in the description of the event, the state is described. So there's not an activity described in this event material available. It's just the event that the material now is available for the production. And the last function here is that you produce the order. You see that you do something, you produce, you are active. This is the character of a function, again, the last function in this small process chain example here. And we finish with order produced. That's our final state. As you can see here, it's just a simple series of events and functions. Events are followed by functions and vice versa. But that's not enough for us. We also need some branching so that we can perform business process in parallel sequences.